Welcome, everyone, to the Fall 2025 MASO State Interpreters presentation. Our goal today is to align our NFHS rule updates, MPA-specific guidelines, and how we can better support and communicate with our officials across the state. First of all, thank you for your commitment to high school soccer officiating. I'm Charles Brown, the MASO State Interpreter. Our agenda for this presentation is to cover the MPA bulletin updates and changes for 2025, as well as any points of emphasis from the National Federation, as well as the MPA. Rule changes for the National Federation 2025, and talk about support and communication moving forward. As a reminder, all high school soccer games under the Maine Principals Association abide by the National Federation of High School rules. They are not officiated by IFAB, NCAA, or other rules. All equipment shall conform to Rule 1 and 4 in the National Federation Rulebook. Game balls should conform to the National Federation rule and should have the authenticating logo. As a reminder, mouth guards are no longer required for MPA soccer events. They are advised to be worn in all practices and games, but they are not required, and therefore they are not enforced by officials. An important thing from the Maine Principals Association this year is that if you have issues with fans, as officials, we are not to be interacting with the fans or addressing the fans. Issues with the fans should be handled by the administration. So the advisement is that you stop the match, find the administration, ask them to take care of the issue with the fan, and restart after the issue has been addressed. Also, to help with the accurate reporting of cards for the Maine Principals Association card accumulation rule, all teams are required to maintain a scorebook at each match. Officials will sign the scorebook at the end of each match to certify the assessment of yellow or red cards. The Maine Principals Association is using a new reporting system this year that the home athletic administrator reports the cards. Therefore, the officials only need to sign the home scorebook. The points of emphasis for the National Federation and the Maine Principals Association for 2025, which can also be found at the National Federation website, is that it is an education-based high school athletics program, which fosters growth, responsibility, and leadership, creating positive experiences, providing opportunities to develop physically, mentally, and emotionally. With that being said, we continue to emphasize that high school athletics, particularly soccer, is an extension of the classroom, and therefore that's where our standard for conduct and expectations for behavior from benches, players, fans comes from. Another point of emphasis this year is around courage, character, and consistency, and this is for the officiating team, that we manage fairly, effectively, and with integrity. We have the courage, the character, and the consistency that define an official's ability to manage the game. Team areas and bench decorum. A reminder again, high school soccer is an extension of the classroom. Therefore, head coaches are responsible for their team, including assistant coaches and substitutes, and must be held accountable for any misconduct occurring within it. And finally, the last point of emphasis this year from the National Federation and the Maine Principals Association is around player equipment, in particular shin guards. Student athlete safety is a top priority. Shin guards must be age and size appropriate, meeting NOCSAE safety standards, and the shin guards must display the NOCSAE seal permanently marked on the front, indicating the approved height range for that model. In regards to the shin guards and all of the player equipment, as a reminder, officials should be proactively addressing issues with player equipment while the teams are warming up. As the referees, as a crew, are inspecting the field or getting prepared, and you notice any issues with equipment, you need to address this with the coach prior to the match. Go over to the coach and say, "Excuse me, coach, number 5 appears to have shin guards that are not legal. Could you please address that?" During the match, handle all illegal equipment per the NFHS rules. Player is removed from the match. Coach is given a yellow card for the first offense. and the player cannot re-enter until the equipment has been addressed. This is a significant point of emphasis change this year for the Marine Principals Association and the NFHS, and we are going to have to work diligently to address shin guards, as it is not the same standard that is in NCAA or club soccer, where a lot of these players are playing. Rule changes from the National Federation this year are pretty minimal, but clarifications. Substitutions are permitted during temporary stoppages. For example, water breaks for days that are extremely hot. If we stop to take a water break, the teams may have substitutions at this time. Further clarification on injured players. If the referee beckons the coach or healthcare provider, trainer, onto the field, the player must leave. This includes goalkeepers. A number is required on the front of the jersey and or the shorts for all players, including goalkeepers. Rule change this year that's significant. The coaches are prohibited from addressing the referee during the halftime period or any interval period between full match and overtime, or between overtime periods, unless they are beckoned by a referee. Only the team captain may come over and address the referee. The advisement is that if the team captain comes over respectfully to ask the referee a question, and you as a referee feel that the coaches need to hear the response, at that point you should beckon the coaches over so that they understand what is being discussed. And finally, a misconduct penalty, i.e. yellow card, may be given to the head coach if the team or bench misconduct occurs. So if you have behavior from the bench and you can't identify who is doing it, or you want the head coach to take responsibility, you may caution the head coach for the misconduct on the bench. And finally, for 2025 is an enhancement on support and communication from MASO and from the state interpreter, myself. We have conducted a ref coach course a few weeks ago where we had 14 individuals attend and complete the ref coaching course, and additional training will be provided. We will provide additional ref coaching courses probably after the season. We would like to see the boards utilizing the ref coaches throughout the season, if at all possible. We will also be providing updates throughout the season in the form of announcements, at least bi-weekly, if not more, as well as video clips and interpretations throughout the season to the boards. And finally, if you have questions around interpretations, applications of the rules, please feel free to contact your board interpreter and or me at masoreferees@gmail.com. That is all for this year's State Interpreter's presentation. If you have questions again, please ask your board interpreter, who will reach out to me and I will get you further information. I wish you all a wonderful season and see you soon.